Hello, hello, hello there, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow, 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 grow together. At the beginning of June 1st, the garden was going through a lot of different changes. And the first thing that seemed to bloom and add a lot of color to the kitchen garden was this oriental poppy that I had planted last year but did not flower. But this year I saw the strange bloom coming up, and here it is, looking so beautiful, adding this great pop of color. This back border design came about because of the spiderwort. We wanted to showcase it and give it its own spot. And now here, this is a peony in the front garden that is showing up. And we've decided to plant sun patience here in the back by that border. This area here in the garden was so full of color from the rhododendrons, which are now fading, that we saw a beautiful sun patience and wanted to add the sun patience because we liked that lavender rich color. And on both sides, we have added impatience with sun patience. And looking down off of the deck, we've seen it fill out this back side border and lawn, just very beautiful. For the last 2 weeks, it has been such a pleasure to see how the roses in my garden have been unfolding and just showing up in all different areas, so full and rich and beautiful. The rhododendrons that I had planted about 20 so years ago my spirea has been such a showstopper, along with this ambassador allium and my roses here on this side border in the front, which I call the jewel garden. In this back border area, I was able to add some endless summer hydrangeas that I got from Costco, and what a buy. I really love this Rosa rugosa rose, this white rose. I saw this down by the Kennedy Library here in Boston, and I wanted to have at least one plant in my garden, and this year it's just looking so beautiful. The month of June always, for me, reminds me of the roses. And when I'm able to plant roses throughout the garden, it just makes me happy. And to see the roses that I planted in the past return makes me doubly happy. So to see my Eden climbing rose, my Westerland rose, my curly pink rose, and my other roses in the back garden, it just fills me with so much joy with all of the fragrance and the color. It is full and lush this year. One of the best times ever for the roses in this 2024 gardening season. The roses in the jewel area, the side of the garden, gets the most sun, and the roses showed up this year. My Pinkabell rose here has just grown and is spreading around, and also my mother of pearl rose growing so well with the ambassador allium. It is just a beautiful color and one of my very favorites. As the second week of June has come and gone, the Eden Climbing Rose has filled out even more, as well as this beautiful Westerland Rose. I'm just really impressed on how my Westerland Rose has just opened up so fully like this. It's so beautiful. And also the Eden Climbing Rose doing a fine job here. After being in the ground in the back here, these two beautiful hydrangeas have fit in so well in this back border, filling out my dream. I love this time of year because everything is just opening up. Look at my hydrangea. This is bridal bouquet. Just before it provides its good and wonderful spray of all of these mophead flowers. And I love it in combination with the roses. Barberry, just a beautiful sight. Look at that. I do love the knockout roses. They just have a way of showing up here, and they just keep on blooming, adding that color that one needs to the summer garden. This is the first rose. Welcome to my garden here at Catherine's Garden and Home. Let us take a walk around and look at the roses. Soak them in and enjoy them now. And these roses continue to bloom. The smell is amazing. And I love the white here. Now, when it finishes, I'm going to have to cut it back real hard. But in the meantime, it is just a beautiful wild rose. And I wanted to come out and show you these wild, I think they're called, they're either poppies or amenities, you know, one or the other. But whatever it is, the combination here is amazing. And then I really love this rose. I'm so pleased with it. Look at that. That's a darling rose. Here there is another spirea, and it too will be opening up and showing its flowers, but it's just beautiful how it's in the midst of these white poppies as well. Just nice. And then of course the roses. I'm looking forward to these roses. In 2023, my roses experienced a very hard frost, like this mother of pearl rose. It had died back and it struggled to even flower last year. I can't help but share the beauty of the garden this morning. This is the 4th of June, and the garden just has such a beautiful look. Everything is looking so good. I love how these alliums, they're either ambassador alliums or globemaster alliums, have just taken over and expanded, looking so beautiful here. And the astilbe is now standing up, and it's gonna open up real soon with the dead nettle that's really thick. That is a beautiful ground cover. And then the soft colors of the mother of pearl rose bush there. I just love it early in the morning while the garden looks just beautiful. And then I am so impressed with my rose bush here, my David Austin. Flowers are just fantastic. The roses are definitely out now in the beginning here of June. Look at the beautiful rose here. This rose is called Curly Pink, and I love its variation on the leaves. It is just beautiful. And then here is my Westerland rose, and they're all fully open, the blooms that are open. It's just so beautiful how they've come back, and they're looking spectacular here in the garden. And then I have my Eden climbing rose here with its delicate pinky center and white petals, but then opening up to a beautiful pink petaled flower. And I just love how the Westerland rose is underneath, and then above it is the beautiful Eden climbing rose. This bed has turned out really, really pretty. And it is very full and lush because here are the different hostas, as well as hydrangeas, fern. I even have a fig tree in there, as well as the grapevine. It's just really beautiful. And all of the ground cover. The Pinkabell rose was one of the first roses to bloom here in my garden in the middle of May. And now, at the beginning of June, they've all begun to open up, and Pinkabell has a more mild, calm pink appearance, whereas initially the first blooms were more rich and vibrant in color, but now they're more pastel. Still beautiful, just lovely, with their unique design, and definitely prolific. A lot of beautiful blooms. And there's still plenty of buds for the next go round. I am definitely enjoying this rose. I have the rose also in another part of the garden, there in the corner, and it's looking really good. The Pinkabell looking really good as it's winding down with all of the other roses here in the garden. I just love how my roses look here. The Westerland rose, fantastic, and the Eden climbing rose, just filling out this side of the deck. Along with, I have my grapevine, and you know, the grapevine has grapes. It's starting to develop clusters of grapes. But I really do like how it is looking here. This is my curly pink rose. She is a beauty. This one is already opened, and look at how deep and big and beautiful and luscious it looks. From bud to the next stage, then this stage, and then finally to this. Love it. I'm just really impressed on how my Westerland rose has just opened up so fully like this. It's so beautiful. And also the Eden Climbing Rose doing a fine job here. On June 6th, the Westerland roses, their blooms just opened up really full and lush. And then on the next day, June 7th, the Eden Climbing Rose, their blooms opened up fully, taking the place of the Westerland. I do love the knockout roses. They just have a way of showing up here, and they just keep on blooming, adding that color that one needs to the summer garden. The Rosa rugosa rose just has a way of perfuming the garden. It's an old French rose, and its petals are so dainty and so fragrant. That one rose fills this whole area up with great scent, and it is one of the earlier roses that bloom in my garden. The knockout rose suffered last year and struggled to return, but it did. And now it is showing some red, even though I've added a pink knockout rose next to it. It is just blending together very nicely here in the front garden, which I call my naturalistic border. I love the way that the roses are now coming out and shining and blooming as the rhododendrons are dying back. My Cornelia rose has also rebounded from last year, and there are a lot of beautiful blooms there on it. And as the days go by, more and more of them are opening up and giving us beautiful color. I love how it begins and I love how it ends. It's just a beautiful rose and highly fragrant. The roses on this side of the garden flourish because of the fact they are in full sun most of the day. And I call this section here my jewel garden. And it is a jewel with all of the different colors of pink, fuchsia, mother of pearl, Pinkabelle, all of these roses just seem to thrive so well here at this side of the garden. They just seem to dot the space and it's just brilliant. I love the look. My David Austin rose here, Olivia Austin, had suffered a lot of dieback, and I asked the company to please give me another one. And their guarantee came through, and last year I planted her and she had one or two blooms. But this year, look at how beautiful she is. Now, at the end of the first week in June, my Westerland rose and also my Eden climbing rose are opening up and showing their full first flower blooms. The first blooms are always the biggest and the boldest, and then the others come along and they're cute as well, but it's nothing like these first blooms. And I'm so impressed with Westerland Rose, this orangey pinkish color that seems to blend so well with my Eden Climbing Rose, which is a little bit more dainty than the other. But soon she will dominate, and you will see that coming up, how she will take over as Westerland Rose fades and loses petals. I hope that you have enjoyed this walk around my garden looking at the beautiful roses, all of the different types and styles of roses that I have here that just come together to create a beautiful atmosphere rich in visual eye candy and the fragrance that just illuminates the garden, giving and providing memories of this special time between the last week in May and the first and second weeks here in June. What a beauty it has been. And just to see the roses come back after a devastating period last year of frost, many of them have rebounded. And that is the testament of the strength of the roses and the beauty of them, the fact that they are here to give us what we need. The second week of June, the roses opened up completely full, and I was so very amazed at the size of the curly pink rose and how it was just so full and firm and beautiful, as well as the Westerland rose. My Eden Climbing Rose had finally fully opened up, giving a full, luscious look. I love my Cornelia Rose. She is very fragrant, and she is a European rose, an old rose, but she's so delicate, and she flowers a lot for me and has a lot of beautiful, beautiful blooms. the Pinkabell rose was one of the first roses to bloom here in my garden in the middle of May. And now, at the beginning of June, they've all begun to open up, and Pinkabell has a more mild, calm pink appearance, whereas initially the first blooms were more rich and vibrant in color, but now they're more pastel. Still beautiful, just lovely, with their unique design, and definitely prolific. A lot of beautiful blooms. And there's still plenty of buds for the next go round. I am definitely enjoying this rose. I have the rose also in another part of the garden, there in the corner, and it's looking really good. The Pinkabell looking really good as it's winding down with all of the other roses here in the garden. In the front garden, I discovered this red rose, and it is grown from bare root. So it had died back really hard and I didn't see it. But then while I was up in the front, I saw it and it opened up, and boy is it beautiful. And it has such a rich color, and it's one of the last roses to actually open up in my garden, and what a wonderful treasure it has been. I really enjoy it. And then, to my surprise, there was the butterfly enjoying the last of the rhododendron, and I was able to capture it while it was just enjoying itself. As I continued to work on this kitchen garden area on Saturday, I decided that I needed to gain more area, more of this space here. So I added and expanded and cleaned up this garden, trying to use up every last inch so that I can use it to plant some more okra, corn, and other beautiful veggies. I'm just going to take you through on this other side, my curly pink rose, fantastic, just has been blooming, and the blooms are just opening up really large, and it is very happy in this spot. I can also see that my daylilies will be opening up soon. They're forming the flower heads, just beautiful. And then I have back here my hydrangeas, which have flowers, forming there as well. So that's going to be next in this whole look. But I must say that this flower here, the wild rose cluster here, white rose clusters, just has been fantastic, and it's overwhelming. I'm going to have to do a lot of cutting back of it and so forth, but for right this second, it's just beautiful. And then this rose here, which I think is called Moonlight. It's just setting up real nice with all of the other things. Now this is what I want to show you. This is a spirea, another spirea. I don't remember the name of it offhand, but I do have the tag, so later on I will let you know what that is. But it is a spirea, and I just am amazed at how beautiful this one has turned out. And the flower is just beautiful, just beautiful, just beautiful. So it just, every day there's just something new happening in this upper garden, something new blooming, and I just love it. I also have another spirea here, and it has the same color flower as that one over there that I have, as this one here, but this is a different kind. And it just sets up well with the rose bush. Just a beautiful sight. So before it starts to rain, let me just give you one quick view of this. And I'm thankful for this beautiful Sunday morning, and that I'm able to give you a quick walkthrough of the garden. And I am hoping to continue to share with you all of the great things that we're doing here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow, 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 grow together. Yeah, everything is doing well. I love my tomatoes. It's beautiful. And I love the spiderwort here. It's looking good. And also my wonderful fig tree and everything else. All right, that's it. Have a wonderful day. A wonderful Sunday. Bye. I have been showcasing this side of the garden with the roses and this jewel side because really it has been fabulous. I mean, I cannot overemphasize the joy that this side of the garden has given me. Everything is so lush and full. But eventually I'm going to have to come through and, thin out things. But in the meantime, this has been spectacular. And let me give you a walkthrough real quick here so that you can see what is happening. This spirea has taken on a different look, looking so good. Oh, the smell and the fragrance up here is fantastic. Yeah, and I just like how my roses and the ground cover are just coming together so nicely. I just think that This has been a really good year for this side of the garden, and it's definitely shown up in such a beautiful way. Just want to show you the update on my wonderful oak leaf hydrangea. Yes, look at the flowers. My rose bush, this is self-cleaning, it seems like, and so it'll be setting up for more blooms, and the allium is just about done. But what a beautiful, 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 beautiful look here in this jewel garden. On my journey, and see you next time right here in Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together.